Good evening, and welcome to What Nobody Told Me After 65. Listen, I'm a senior advocate. I'm advocating for senior services and for giving more voice to the senior citizen, of which I am one. Um, Senior citizens, we need to unite. We need more services, and we need to eliminate that federal poverty level because it's too low. We need to embrace what's now called the Elder Index. This Elder Index was developed by the Gerontology Institute at the University of Massachusetts in Boston in collaboration with WOW, which is Wider Opportunities for Women. It's being maintained through a partnership with the Gerontology Institute and the National Center on Aging. Now, what is the Elder Index? It is better than the federal poverty level, which I told you is at $27,180, period, all across the country. It does not take into account all of the things that we need to survive. The federal poverty level does not account for your geographic location. It's the same if you live in Hawaii or if you live in Philadelphia or Washington, D.C. That doesn't make sense. It costs more to live in Hawaii. They use the same criteria, even if you lived in Delaware. The federal poverty level does not account for how expenses have changed over the years. Everything is more expensive. Bread, clothing, gas, everything. Now, the federal poverty level was based on the cost of 1960 subsistence food budget that adjusted only for inflation. It didn't adjust for anything else, only for inflation. 1960. No changes made. It's been the same thing all this time, and it's not working. Now, everybody needs basic necessities, but seniors need the basic necessities in addition to medical, maybe mental health, transportation. I realized when I had my hip replaced and I was not driving, I needed to take public transportation. I had to get to the bus stop. It was a trek trying to walk to the bus stop. I talked to another individual who has a friend. She's losing her sight. There is no transportation in the little town that she lives in West Virginia. There is no senior transportation. She's taking public transportation. Imagine trying to see the bus schedule, trying to see the marquee on the front of the bus. Many a time she got off at the wrong place, had to walk back. It's ridiculous. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out some of the things that are needed. I'm appalled. We should have free transportation. I don't care if we're on a plane. If it's not free, there should be a deep discount for seniors. We should have access to medical transport. The medical transportation system that we have in this country is ridiculous. I picked up my uncle from his medical appointment after he waited for transportation to come back and get him for hours. Hours. The medical transport industry is run by individuals. It's not something that the government put in place. It is, somebody said, oh, this is a good idea, sort of like Lyft and Uber. This is a good idea. Let's capitalize on this hole that's left. Federal government for seniors should have been taking a look at that. Now, when we talk about the Elder Index, it is specific to household size, location, housing, and health status. It includes the cost of your housing, the cost of health care, transportation, food, and miscellaneous essentials. If you need a walker or what they call electronic assistance, those kinds of things, electric wheelchair, they're not included in the calculations when you go and apply for services. It's ridiculous. Now, they have told us that there are things in place to help seniors. They have told us that there is the National Do Not Call hotline. There is a National Elder Fraud hotline, for which I'm going to leave the number down in the comments, but I don't have much faith in it. But I'm going to put it in the comments, and then I'm going to call it and see if it's still working. Because they had an elder abuse website, eldercare.gov. It hasn't been updated in 10 years. What good is that? Eldercare.gov. They do a report on aging and the status of elder care in the U.S. There hasn't been a report since 2021. Ridiculous. There's also an agency called U.S. Aging, U.S.A.G.I.N.G., U.S. Aging. They haven't done a marketing promotion or a public service announcement in 10 years. What good are they? So this National Elder Fraud Hotline only is operational Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Monday through Friday, like we don't have problems on the weekend. Of course, it's probably because it's not funded. It's probably because it's not staffed. Could be. But I still say somebody should be paying attention. We are the largest consumers on the planet. We are the ones that do the voting. We are the ones that are engaged. We are in the community. We're still doing our thing. A lot of us are still working, primarily out of necessity as opposed to choice. So I hope this information has been helpful. Remember, you don't know what you don't know. Thanks for listening.